Guys, welcome back to Supercar Street Racing. Today we're in the living room again because we've got an exciting project coming up. I love doing projects, and this is an important one because it's for out by the pool out there. This project is going to be amazing. Everything is sitting right here on the table. There's a very long story as to why this has to be done, and I'm going to tell you that right after this awesome open on Supercar Street Racing. Guys, we're in the Supercar Street Racing living room. It's a place you've seen before, and today we have a special project, and the whole reason for this project is due to one thing, and that is because the nice company of Amazon has decided to rob me of the ability to use this dot right here to feed the speakers in the house with the home theater feature on the Fire Stick. Now, you used to be able to do that. You used to be able to have a Fire Stick somewhere in the house, and you could transmit that audio over Wi-Fi to one of those devices there, and that was what I was using to let audio come out of the TV and onto the patio outside by the pool. They robbed me of that feature. I can no longer do that, so I have to do this a different way. I could use Bluetooth and then Bluetooth to this whole home audio system over here, but I actually want to put a subwoofer and an amplifier outside behind the TV. So right here in front of me, we got everything we need to do that. Let's take a look at what we got right here. Directly in front of me, and also right here in front of me, is everything we need, minus one more of these cables, which is on the way right now on a truck. We have everything that we need to go ahead and get the outside audio system working again. Now, another thing that broke is the right channel speaker outside is not working. I have not figured that out yet, but I believe the wire has a short in it. So I have to pull a new wire in order to reconnect the right from this whole home audio system back to out by the pool. Meanwhile, we have a nice big television out by the pool that does not have Bluetooth or anything, and I want it to be able to play different audio than this system right here does as well. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and fix that, and we have a few things here that we need. Right here, we have a Monoprice 8-inch powered subwoofer, and there is a reason that I only went with the 8-inch, and you'll see that soon. It is due to where this is going and the space. We'll unbox that here momentarily. We also have a Fosi audio amp. I thought it was much bigger. It's 100 watts per channel, but it is very tiny. And then, anticipating problems with heat, I have two fans. One is for this amplifier to strap it right on the back to blow some air on it to keep it warm. I said warm. To keep it cool. To keep it cool, this is going to go on the Fosi audio and also on the heatsink on the subwoofer. I know it gets very hot out there. At least it's under the patio, so it does get shade. This is going to feed audio from the television to the amplifier here, and then we have another one of these that comes out of the amplifier and goes to the subwoofer. It is another little guy right here, mini to RCA male. We have two of those. We have some insulated wire. Make sure when you do anything outside, you get insulated wire. It will literally fall apart if you don't do that because of the heat and the humidity in Florida. And then we have a shelving system here. This shelving system basically is going to hold the subwoofer up. We have these nice big shelves, and what we're going to be doing is using Tapcons into the stucco. So this is not going to go anywhere. It's going to be very, very good for this subwoofer right here. It'll be plenty. It'll go right against the wall like this, and the subwoofer will sit right on top, and this is going to be behind the television. If you don't want it to stick out so far, you go this way. Then what you do is you go underneath and you screw this to the subwoofer, and that will keep that sub on the wall with absolutely no problems. The other RCA to Mini is in the mail. It should be here any second. Let's get the rest of this stuff unboxed. I want to see this amplifier, and I want to see this powered sub. The The Fosi audio, or Fosi audio, depending on how you like to pronounce it, is sitting right in front of me here. And what I plan on doing right now is going ahead and unboxing it. Let's move these fans. Now we can go ahead and unbox these now, I guess. These are USB fans, so it'll be great and easy to power up, and they should keep enough airflow on our products to keep them cool. Now, if I have a problem with the amplifier staying cool, I may do some modifications to the amp, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But here is the first fan. Pretty cool. It just has a USB connection like that. We can plug it into any USB connection, or we can do a power brick into the wall. So I have two of those, one for the amp here and one for the subwoofer. And on the back of the sub, there is a heatsink that we will put that on. Now here's the Fosi audio and the Fosi audio power supply. So this is a 24 volt power supply at 4.5 amps. Here is the cool little Fosi audio amplifier. It uses integrated circuits. And on the back, the cool thing about this is it also does Bluetooth, by the way. But the cool thing about this is it has a subwoofer output or a preamp output. You can use this with a powered subwoofer. And the input is also mini. So that was the plan, to come out of the television's audio output jack. We go right into the input here on the Fosi. We come out of the output here to the subwoofer, and the output of the speakers is going to be going to my speakers outside. And then there's the Bluetooth antenna, and there is the power. And the good thing about this is the size, and we do have a bass and treble and one USB. This can play music from a USB stick, because we could use that for one of these fans. We could literally come from the front. We're gonna zip tie that fan on, and we could just power it just like that. Now this says 100 watts per channel, and it does support 2 ohms. So we have 4 speakers will be paralleled on this. Let's see if this has power. It does. Look at our fan, and that is outputting quite a bit of airflow. Right in front of me is the Monoprice 8-inch powered subwoofer sitting right here on the table for you guys. It's very light. First of all, I would say it probably weighs 25 pounds if I had to guess, which is great. It's compact. It breaks your table. This project is over for today. The subwoofer's broken. I was unboxing the subwoofer. Joe called. I pulled the grill off the front of the subwoofer to show you guys, and a screw fell out. And I thought that was weird. Where would that come from? And then I started looking around the woofer, and the woofer had 2 screws pulled out, and the wood was like separated from the actual enclosure there. So this is broken. I'm about to hit the return button, and I'm about to drive it over to UPS store. All right, that was a whole ordeal and a half trying to get my GoPro to work, because it's a piece of crap every day. We did get a replacement subwoofer in today to get unboxed after the first one was damaged. Now it was damaged on the actual woofer itself. A screw fell out, and I saw that happen when I opened the box, and then I basically opened the front grille, and 2 of the screws were ripped out of the wood that hold the woofer in. I returned it immediately. Let's take a look at the new Monoprice subwoofer and make sure it is not damaged. It looks good to me. Much better condition, no problems. You can see the 8-inch woofer here with the port. Then I'm gonna try something with this speaker that's not working outside. And I think there's a short somewhere between the middle of the attic and the outside. Audio is on only to this speaker outside, and I do have my test speaker in my pocket. No, nothing. I'm gonna try to pull a wire through, but it is... that's worse.
Got it!
So much for that part of the project. Okay, we're not doing that today. We're gonna have to use the fish tape and pull a new wire up, and we're gonna need another person for that. So this part of the project has failed again. All right, guys, directly in front of me right here is a new channel sponsor. This is Noevsbig. They were so kind to send us their desk lamp and magnifying glass. This thing has a 12x magnifying This guy has 1,200 lumens, if you can believe that. 146 LEDs to make everything super bright. It has a bunch of illumination options. It can change color temperature just at the push of a button. An easy adjustable neck here, so it makes things super easy for you. It has a ton of different mounting options, so you can mount it horizontal, vertical, or other directions depending on your application. This guy has a built-in memory, so it remembers the last thing you set it to when you turn it back on. It is USB powered. You can see right here a USB Type A. Will plug into anything. You probably have a computer sitting right by your desk that you can plug this guy directly into. All right, the lamp is plugged in. It did illuminate now blue right here. You can see a little blue light right here, and then there is the power button. Now check out how bright that is, guys. All you do is simply adjust on the back of the lamp to change the brightness. You can change it to brighter. You can change it to less bright. And then there is also this color temperature button right here. Everything you need is on the back of the lamp right here. This thing's fully adjustable. Check it out. So you can literally just adjust the whole head, the whole arm. This is pretty cool, guys. Check this out. Support our sponsor. Noevsbig was so kind to sponsor Supercar Street Racing. Please do us a favor. Go down to the link in the description. Order your own Noevsbig lamp and support Supercar Street Racing and the channel. Let's get back to the video. I am going to use a little bit of spray foam to keep this on. Just a little bit on each side, I think, is all I need here. Without making a huge mess. That should do it. It's a sacrificial can, but that should keep that from going anywhere. That should dry very quickly and allow us to have a nice cooling source on our sub. There's still room to plug in the cables, so we're good to go there. So that's just gonna sit there and dry now. Keep that fan tight on that subwoofer forever. It's going to, feet are basically 9.5 inches apart. So our measurements are going to be, we're gonna do 8.5 inches on the wall. So our brackets are gonna fall between these 2 feet. The sub's gonna sit right on the 2 brackets. It's gonna sit like this, right behind the TV, this part on the wall. For that, we have tap cons. Now let's get you guys back outside. We're gonna go look at this. Here we are behind the TV outside, and as you can see, there's plenty of space up here for our amplifier and our subwoofer to sit right on top of that. What I'm gonna do literally is just go right above the power strip right there, and I'm gonna put the sub directly above that. You won't see it because of the television. Top of it will be 12 inches above this, so it will just be that tall. I'll center it right in the center. Come down more. I have my Tapcon drill bit here. That should be level. All right, so I'm actually going to do heat shrink on these. I've got my connectors. I need 2 more of these. I'm just going to put these on the end here. So I'm going to make sure that they are oriented the same way. And then crimp. You use the color codes, so you use yellow, just like that, and then you heat shrink them. Will that work? Yep, that'll work right there around the power cable. First set of cables here, the UGREEN cable. There's also, we gotta not block these on the back, and the other one goes right there. One of these feeds the subwoofer, one of them comes from the television. Our fan will plug directly into the front. We gotta get our fan mounted to this. Our fan will plug right here, and then our other fan will need a brick for our subwoofer. It'll need its own brick. That's on there. See if it still works. Things ripping. That's awesome. Check it out, guys. It's just zip tied to the side of it. And that'll give a little bit of cooling to this thing when it's outside because it gets very hot. And I don't know if that doesn't work, I'm gonna drill holes in the top and the bottom and get some more airflow. But that's putting out some good air right there. Our sub looks dry enough to go back outside and mount it. What the? This one broken too? It's a screw.
Got him! Got him!
Fucking screw rattling around. There's a screw rattling around inside of this that I know is going to be annoying. Now I got to take the woofer out. This is crazy. This is the second one I got that had issues. How in the world can they make two subwoofers with problems? I don't get it. All right, I took the feet off, but now I'm putting some screws back in where it left a hole so there's no air leaking out there. I don't want to use caulk on this part. That's how it's gonna sit, just like that. And it's perfect. Not in the way of the TV at all. I can still get to the back of it if I need to adjust, if I just have to get on a little stool. Perfect, look at that, guys. This came out really good. Now I just gotta figure out mounting the amplifier. I'm gonna wipe down the back of this television. It's all dirty with pollen, but I think the amp can go right here somewhere. And then the wires can go up and up to the top, and they're gonna go up the soffit right there to that speaker. Get something to drink first though. I'm gonna mount it just like that, if you guys can see this. The TV can still move and articulate either way. If it needs to, it can articulate all the way this way to about right there, or all the way that way without this being in the way. Our fan should be on the back of our subwoofer now. It's cooling the sub. So I do have enough power right here. I've got enough power for all three. Now the next step is to get this wiring up and over. And so I'm putting this speaker wire in the soffit. There's a little lip on these soffits that this one can run behind the sub. That side's done.
Got it.
Well, I broke my... I'm an idiot. I literally threw the GoPro on top of the barbecue grill and broke the mount for the audio, but I did get this side done. I'm gonna go ahead and go up there and push that wire in the back. I didn't see that hanging down. This side is completely done. All we gotta do now is finish the wiring here underneath the television. I'm gonna go ahead and plug everything in and give it a test real quick before I do anything else right now. So I'm gonna give this a plug in real quick. All right, we're watching Supercar Street Racing. The audio does work. I was the power. I had to get the remote out and do power with that. Everything is working. Those speakers are on. I have not heard the sub yet, but I'm gonna probably try to test that out. I can't play music with you guys on here, so it'll be copyrighted. So I'm gonna check the sub now. Guys, we're in Studio B again. As you can see, Supercar Street Racing is playing on the TV right behind us right there. That's actually us on TV, but today we are live in Studio B to show you this project that we completed for the outdoor speaker system for the pool. There's a big TV outside that Joe Dukes of Duval gave me. It's a big Vizio TV, and I wanted to put sound outside. Now the full home audio system sound is broken to one speaker. I think there's a short in one of the wires, so I have to pull that again. But meanwhile, I wanted to get sound from the TV outside and also add a subwoofer. So we did add this Monoprice 60-watt powered subwoofer here. And as you saw in the video, I had to get one return and the second one was also bad. Both of them were damaged. One of them had screws missing in the woofer. The other one had a nut inside the actual amplifier loose. But I fixed the second one rather than return it for a second time. There's the Monoprice subwoofer. I have not rated it yet. I'm gonna rate it appropriately for being damaged twice when I got it. Now it is 60 watts and it does sound great outside, I'm not gonna lie. We did put it right up behind the television on some L brackets that I'll show you here momentarily. Here's the 3.5 millimeter to RCA cables we use for input and output to the amplifier, one of them feeding from the TV and the preamp output going up to the powered subwoofer. Here's the Fosi audio amplifier that we used, 100 watts per channel, Bluetooth. It does have preamp outputs, which is awesome. It uses integrated circuits for its output, not transistors. It does have a remote control with power and volume as well, and I love that. So far, so good with this amp. These are the metal wall brackets I used. Pretty simple. They are heavy duty, no problem supporting the subwoofer, and I did just screw the subwoofer right on the bottom of the L brackets there. That holds the sub right on the wall. This is a speaker wire I used. Anytime I use speaker wire now, I use this insulated speaker wire. I learned my lesson outside. Regular speaker wire in Florida will deteriorate after about a year. This sub helps keep the speaker wire more protected. All right, guys, you can see right here on the dashboard that we have 165,675 subscribers on the channel. We couldn't do that without you though, guys. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to all the videos. Buy all your products through our product links. There will be links in the description for all of the stuff we used today on this project. I gotta get out of here though. I gotta go to Dukes of Duval's house.